Great 2025 Verizon.
Testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station, your home for the NFL, regular season, playoffs, and Super Bowl. It's Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And a great Friday afternoon to you. It is the weekend here, and it is the Mother's Day weekend. So don't forget to get out and get your mother that Mother's Day card. Maybe set that reservation to take her out to a nice meal on a Sunday, or just schedule that time to spend quality time with the lady that has meant so much to you, if indeed that lady is still around in your life. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're coming to you live from High Corbett Field. It is senior weekend here. Arizona baseball going to play their final 3 home games of the 2025 season. Will it be the last time we see the Wildcats here at High Corbett Field? In all likelihood, yes. The Wildcats not in quite as good a position as they were a year ago to potentially host a NCAA regional, but we shall see. The Utah Utes will be coming into town, and again, like we mentioned yesterday, it's a very, very interesting circumstance here from the standpoint that in this new Big 12, it is not all 16 teams or all 14 teams, as is the case in this conference, don't get a chance to participate necessarily in the Big 12 conference tournament. Only 12 of those 14 teams will get an invite, and right now Utah is on the outside looking in of those 12 teams. The 2 teams right now that are out of the Big 12 tournament down in Texas are Central Florida at 6-18 and Utah at 5-19. Those 2 teams right now sitting behind BYU, the Cougars occupying that 12th and final seed at the moment at 7-17, but with 2 weekends to go, still some time for Central Florida and Utah to make a move to try to capture that 12th spot. It would be hard for them to get into anything other than that 12th spot. Baylor currently is the team that's sitting in the 11th seed position at 10-14, and Utah, of course, 5 games behind Baylor, so they would almost need a Herculean effort to sweep their final 2 weekends. Hope Baylor loses out in their final 2 weekends, and those other 2 teams don't do much to get in. So in all likelihood, the 12th seed is really the one that both Utah and Central Florida are shooting for at this point. So again, Utah, definitely something to play for this weekend, so the Wildcats do not want to have any slip-ups against their old friends, their fellow four-corner school from the Pac-12 Conference, and they'll welcome them in here tonight. It'll be Owen Kramkowski on the bump for your Arizona Wildcats. 7-3 record, 4.69 earned run average. Coulter McAnally will be the starter for the Utah Utes. He is 3-4. He's got an earned run average of 3.66. We'll have all 3 of the games this weekend right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Tonight's game and tomorrow night's games was first pitches right around 6:05. Coverage with Brian Jeffries will begin at 5:50, and then on Sunday, the normal noon start for Mother's Day. Spend Mother's Day with your mother or grandmother here at the ballpark. And you can do that. 11:50 will be our airtime Sunday morning for the Wildcats and Utes as they wrap up this 3-game series. Owen Kramkowski tonight for the U of A, Colin McKinney tomorrow, and Smith Bailey, the freshman, on Sunday. We'll talk some pitching. Kevin Vance is going to join us on the show today, the pitching coach for your Arizona Wildcats. We'll talk some pitching with him. You'll also hear from a number of people. We are going to chat with Tommy Splain, senior, one of the seniors on this roster this weekend, who will be playing his final games here at High Corbett Field. We'll get a sense from Tommy on what this 4 years has been like for him coming here to the University of Arizona out of Southern California. You'll also hear from Garen Caulfield, who was one of the top players on this team last year, did not get drafted, went undrafted, decided to come back to the University of Arizona. We'll get Garen's thoughts on how this senior year has transpired for him and what he hopes is next in his baseball career. All of that coming up for you still straight ahead this evening. Again, all 3 of these games will be on ESPN+. Brian Jeffries will have the call both on the radio and on the TV side this weekend here for this series. Now, that's what's happening here in Tucson. There is also action on a diamond in Oklahoma City tonight. The Arizona softball team playing in the Big 12 Conference Tournament semifinals coming up here in about 25 minutes. Scheduled start time on that game, Arizona and Iowa State. First time these two teams have met in the Big 12. They did not play in the regular season. Arizona with a come-from-behind victory last night to beat Central Florida, and they get the Iowa State Cyclones, who knocked out BYU last night, to advance to this semifinal round. The other semifinal, that game is underway in the Big 12, and it may actually be coming close to conclusion. The number 1 seed in this tournament is the team that won, obviously, the conference, and that is the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They have the pitcher of the year in Nigere Kennedy, and quite frankly, they are the team to beat this weekend, taking on Arizona State, and that game was, to say the least, a laugher today in Oklahoma City. Arizona State loses to Texas Tech 18-0. So there'll be no rematch between the Wildcats and the Sun Devils in the Big 12 championship game. The Sun Devils were not quite up to the task. With the 18 runs that Texas Tech scored today, they broke the record for runs scored in a Big 12 softball tournament game. 18 runs. Wow. There you go. So the champs are awaiting Iowa State or Arizona coming up here at the bottom of the hour, 3:30. You can also hear that game over on our sister station, Freedom 1400 KTUC. Derek Palmer will have the call. We'll have some listen-ins. We'll listen in on a few occasions this afternoon and let you hear what's happening with your Arizona softball team. I am out at the ballpark. J.W. Madden is back in studio. J.W., good afternoon to you. The Wildcat softball team came from behind to win yesterday after they were down in that ball game by a score of 3-0. In fact, let's hear some of the highlights from that game as UCF got out to the early lead. Miranda Stoddard got the start for the University of Arizona yesterday.
This one's banged up the middle for a base hit. Run's going to score to give the Knights a 1-0 lead. 3 consecutive singles to begin the second inning. This one swung on and hit well to left. Back on it at the warning track, and watching it sail over her glove is Dakota Kennedy. A leadoff solo home run for Aubrey Evans, and really making matters more frustrating on an 0-2 count. 3-0. UCF, after a scoreless first inning, has been able to put runs on the board in the next two.
Miranda Stoddard would not get out of that second inning for the University of Arizona. The Wildcats would turn to their Big 12 Player of the Year, Devin Netz, and Devin Netz would calmly take the circle and begin shutting down the University of Central Florida offense. Like we have seen all season from Devin, 5 2/3 innings, a run earned on 3 hits. Arizona would begin to chop into that lead. They got a run in the 4th inning on an error. They got a run in the 5th inning on a sacrifice fly. And then with the bases loaded, Devin Netz would step to the plate.
She started the second inning dumping a base hit into left field. She popped out to left. As now she swings and sends this one into right field. It's going to score one. Shockey's being waved around. The throw is coming into the plate. Be cut off. The Wildcats have the lead, 4-3. Netz with the 2-out base hit to left allows Stewart to get to third, and they're still in business. 2-run, 2-out base hit for the Player of the Year.
Wildcats on top, 4-3. Devin Netz would get the Knights out in the 6th inning. They come up in the 7th. They would put a runner on, and they would try to get that runner, the tying run, into scoring position.
Oh, now trying to go to second after the ball was mishandled, and in time! Ball bounced at the plate, and the pinch running Alexis Morgan is the second UCF player who's been caught stealing. The tying run comes off the bag. As Samantha Ray is up, and now she's ahead 1-0, but nobody is on base. And Netz has but 1 out to get. Swung on and sent to the backhand side. Beal's got a glove on it. Over to first in time. The Wildcats complete the comeback. Some more excellent defense punctuates the come-from-behind win as Beal had to go to her right side, take a knee, hop up, and before she had even come all the way up to her posture, was able to get it across to first in time to complete the ball game. The Cats trailed for so much of this and were able to score 4 runs late and get the win.
Sydney Stewart, the transfer catcher from the University of Washington, throwing out Alexis Morgan, trying to steal second base. I mean, don't run on Stewie. What are you thinking? Arizona holds on. They win 4-3. If you missed it, we had a chance to chat with Devin Netz after the ball game last night. You can head on over to our website and or our app, Wildcats Radio 1290. Check out our conversation with Devin Netz after the game, the Big 12 Player of the Year. J-Dub, that's what Big 12 Players of the Year do. When your team is down, you come in, 2 outs. I like to call it clutch. 2 outs and runners in scoring position. You get the big hit to give yourself team the lead, and then you go out there in the circle and get the final 6 outs to win the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Derek himself said this week, right, that Devin had a game where she pitched a scoreless game and had the only RBI. So that's what she does, coming up big on the mound and obviously getting that big hit. DK, I do have good news about the Cyclones game today.
Yes.
They may not have played this year, but the Cyclones have never beaten Arizona.
All
Arizona
right.
9-0 versus Iowa State. Other good news, Utah, 1-11 on the road this year in conference.
Wow.
1-11 on the road this year in conference. The only win they got was a 13-1 win over Baylor at Baylor. Obviously, the 4th team from the bottom in the Big 12 standings as well. So Utah you're talking about them needing to get a bunch of wins to even sniff the postseason. Well, they're 1-11 currently in the conference on the road. So it would take monumental task from those guys. They haven't been road warriors outside of Salt Lake City this year.
No, not at all. And again, this is but again, they're playing for something. Arizona knows you still obviously want to be, and I've said before, I think Arizona probably needs to sweep at least one of these last 2 series. You want to win them both, and if you sweep one, you go 5-1 down the stretch. I think that might be enough to secure yourself a spot in the top 4 and get you that bye on the first day of the Big 12 baseball tournament. But sweeping both of them and winning all 6 would even, I think, solidify that and give yourself some really good momentum going into that single elimination process in Globe Life Field. So you don't want to overlook this Utah club. Good, solid squad. Maybe hasn't been playing as well as they want, but playing for something and trying to make sure that they get to Texas, to Arlington, Texas as well here in 3 weekends from now. 520-848-1290 again is the number to get in on the program. All right, coming up again, we're going to talk to Tommy Splain. You'll hear from him coming up in today's show. Also, we are going to chat with Kevin Vance, the pitching coach for your Arizona Wildcats. We'll get his thoughts on everything that has happened under his watch this season. We've got Garen Caulfield. You'll hear from him as well. We'll update you on what's going on with Pima baseball. The Aztecs lost Game 1 of the region finals to South Mountain at South Mountain yesterday, playing Game 2 today, so they're going to need to win today to force a Game 3 on Saturday. Also good news on the Pima softball front as the ladies won their first game. It's a double elimination format for the region in softball, so the ladies a win to start there. And, of course, we'll update you on all the NBA. And I've got a question of the day for you that involves hockey now that Arizona does not have an NHL team. Cricket will be joining us as well coming up later with everything that is happening in southern Arizona on this Mother's Day weekend. 93 degrees right now here in southern Arizona. It's going to be a beautiful night for baseball here at High Corbett Field. Cricket is getting you home as well every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported Wilmot and Carondelet, Ajo and La Cholla and Ajo, Fort Lowell and Tucson Boulevard, and also 36th Street east of Keno Parkway. Some slowdowns on the westbound side of I-10 between Miracle Mile and Ruth Rock. And for your weather, we're looking at 71, the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 100 Sunday, 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Straight Talk might not be on your shopping list, but it should be. Next time you're grabbing some milk off the shelf at your local Walmart, stop by the Straight Talk aisle and switch to real unlimited data. It's quick and convenient. It won't even take up room in your cart.
The jungle has moved afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744. 800-410-6744.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Yeah, Goodfellas AC.
Hi, can I get a second opinion from you guys on something?
Of course. It's what we're here for.
So, my wife's brother claimed he'd done some AC repair before.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and now there's kind of a rope and pulley situation that opens the freezer door and a fan inside turns on to cool off the house.
Huh, very creative.
Really?
No, not at all. Next time, call us first, yeah?
Yeah.
Call Goodfellas AC for free estimates and second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're coming to you live from High Corbett Field. It is baseball night in Arizona. The Wildcats and the Utah Utes getting set to open up a 3-game weekend Big 12 series here. And it'll be the final home series of the season for your Arizona baseball team. The Wildcats will head out next week and finish out things for the regular season down in Houston against the Houston Cougars before heading over to Dallas. I'm not even sure whether they'll come back or not. We'll have to find that out next week if they'll be staying down on the road there in Texas and just shuttling over to Dallas for the Big 12 tournament, the Big 12 conference tournament, which will be over in Arlington at the Texas Rangers Globe Life Field. Should be fun for sure to be a part of that event over there for the first time for Arizona. So obviously we've got a lot going on right now at this time of the year in terms of what's happening here with our teams. We've got softball obviously in the Big 12 tournament, baseball wrapping up their seasons, track will be heading out to their Big 12 championships here in a little bit. Tomorrow's a huge day for the U of A men's tennis team as they'll be playing in the Sweet 16 for the 3rd consecutive year. They are on the road as the number 10 seed, playing at number 7 seed and 4th ranked Virginia, hoping to advance to the program's first ever Elite 8, so we'll see how that potentially transpires this weekend. And then you've got obviously the conclusion of graduation, which will be next week here in Southern Arizona. There'll be an athletics graduation, I believe, the morning of the next Friday during the day, and then the main ceremony will be next Friday evening over at the stadium. Also, we've got the NBA. I've got a fly just who wants to be my friend right now out here. We've got NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs. I had not watched a ton of the NHL playoffs until last night. And I got into a little bit. I was at the gym, and they had the game up on the TV there, the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights, and it got me to thinking because I was obviously Aiden Hill is in goal for the Vegas Golden Knights, longtime Tucson Roadrunners goalkeeper who helped the Vegas Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup championship just 2 seasons ago, and he's back in the goal again for them as their main guy. At the time when that all transpired 2 years ago, he was kind of still coming up, had not even really started the season with Vegas, but found his way into their net there towards the end of the year and into the postseason, and rode just the hot defense to the Stanley Cup championship. And we mentioned earlier this week, we mentioned last week, that it had leaked that the Utah Hockey Club's new name was going to be the Mammoth. J-Dub, that was made official this week, that they are now the Utah Mammoth moving forward, kind of hearkening into the Stone Age days of life in that part of this continent, where there were a lot of woolly mammoths and mammoths floating around. Your thoughts as somebody that's lived a part of their lives in Utah about that connection with the new team?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the western part of the United States had mammoths at one point or another. You know what I think of when I think of Utah, DK? I think of the Utah Raptor, which is actually, you know, when everybody thinks of Jurassic Park, those movies, Spielberg movies, so famous, they think of those raptors. Well, actual raptors were like 3 feet tall, but there was one they found called the Utah Raptor, which was 6 feet tall. It was the biggest one they ever found. But I guess it was already taken. I don't know how that works legally. They have to call up the people in Toronto and say, you know, hey, we're known for raptors too. Mammoth, of the other options they had, DK, I mean, I think it was probably the best one to choose from. When I think of mammoths, I think of cold. So that's probably a good association with your hockey club.
There you go. There you go. So I'm watching the game last night, and it was really weird. I actually found myself kind of into it when it was on. And, you know, playoff hockey is a little bit of a different beast when you're watching it, and you're kind of, you know, especially a game like that one last night between Edmonton and Vegas that goes to overtime, and so it could end at any moment. And there was a situation that came up early in the overtime period when Nicholas Roy for the Vegas Golden Knights literally high stuck this dude from Edmonton in his nose and was called for a 5-minute major. So he goes off for 5 minutes, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, now you got to try to fight this off for 5 minutes, which Vegas was able to do. They were able to survive being a man down for 5 minutes, and then like after they survive that, 3 minutes later they lose the game on a goal. In fact, let's hear that goal that cost them the end of that game last night.
Who forces him off the puck. Hyman has hit the crossbar. McDavid a goal post here in the OT. McDavid beats one man to the net.
Outside, inside, you're not going to slow down McDavid. Sells the shot, boom. What a pass over to Draisaitl, and he converts on the 2-on-1 of the Edmonton Oilers. Pull out this overtime, 5-4.
Connor McDavid with his 12th assist of the postseason. 12 assists already in the postseason, and we're only in round 2. Edmonton has a 2-zip series lead over the Vegas Golden Knights. So I was disappointed because I found myself rooting for the Vegas Golden Knights in this game. I have no connections to Edmonton. I've never been to Edmonton. Obviously, I know that Edmonton was the place where Wayne Gretzky initially made his career. And so I'm in the gym, and I'm like, in between sets, I'm like looking up at the TV and watching to see what happens and all of this kind of thing. And I'm saying to myself, so now that we don't have a team here anymore, now that we don't have, although we are still very connected to the Utah Mammoth because they are our parent club with the Tucson Roadrunners, but who are we rooting for now? Who are we rooting for here in Arizona now when it comes to hockey? Are you rooting for Utah? Is that your team? Are you rooting for the Utah Hockey Club, soon to be next year Utah Mammoth? Do you still have that connection because that's still so many of our guys that we had here? Or maybe you rooting for a team like Vegas because, again, that's a team that's close. I mean, you can be in the car, and in fact, I think if I'm not mistaken, J-Dub, you can get to Vegas quicker than you can get to Salt Lake City. Am I right there?
Oh, yeah, it's like twice as far as Salt
Yeah,
Lake.
exactly. So, I mean, Vegas is now our closest team. There's no team in San Diego. I mean, it'd take you probably about 8 to 9 to get to Los Angeles. So your two closest teams now are Los Angeles, Utah, and Vegas. So is Vegas our team now? Is that the team we're rooting for now? I found myself, like I said, and granted, Utah's not in it. I mean, again, we've had that story and told that a gazillion times. They haven't made the playoffs for real in over 13 years. And Vegas is just coming off winning a championship as the bus carrying the Utah Utes is pulling in right now as we speak. Is Vegas our team now? Would you take Vegas as your team? Are you rooting for Vegas in this tournament? Even if it's just for this tournament with who's left right now. I mean, I fashioned myself a Kings fan because I spent so much time in my life in Los Angeles and kind of grew up when that became big after Gretzky got there. But are we Vegas fans now here in Arizona? 520-848-1290.
Personally, DK, when I don't have a rooting interest, I don't root for the teams. I root for the fan bases. And because it's been since 1993 that any Canadian hockey club has won the Stanley Cup, I'm still going to root for a Canadian team to win because that's their sport, right? Hockey is Canada's sport, just like baseball is America's. And it's just outrageous to me that it's been 32 years, right, since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just rooting for some of those Canadian fans to finally be able to drink malt liquor or whatever it is that they're drinking up there.
Do they drink malt liquor up in Canada?
No, there's a name of a beer. It starts with an M. I think it's malt or something like that.
Molson.
Yeah,
Molson.
And then, Canada Club, all the other different. So I just want them to have a reason to celebrate. It's been too long. That's the way I see it.
You're a beer connoisseur. Do you have a favorite Canadian beer?
I don't really drink Pilsners, my friend. So, no. I mean, almost all beer that isn't from a smaller entity is almost always Pilsners. And personally, like on a hot day, if it's 110 and I got a cold Pilsner and that's all I got, I'll drink it. But otherwise, my first beer I fell for was in the early 90s was Sierra Nevada when I lived in San Francisco, because obviously it's from that area. Anchor Steam as well was up there. And the new wave of, hoppy beers is kind of what I already started with my, single malt and Irish taste buds. So, I don't really drink Pilsners unless I have to. So I don't have a favorite Pilsner. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, there you go. I don't know that I'd have to look, and I don't know them all by names. I know I think I've drank a Molson before. I don't recall if I really enjoyed it or not. But I'd have to look at like what the other top Canadian beers are before I make a decision on which one might be my favorite. I'm actually so I'm going to give you a question of the day today. I'm actually going to give you two questions of the day because there was something else that I was kind of got into last night before I went to the gym that me and my wife were watching at home, and that was AMC had like the best 7-hour run excuse me, of 80s coming of age movies that you can get. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I mean, it was awesome. I could have stayed up all night, but I had to go to bed because I had stuff to do today. But with the Arizona Coyotes currently gone from NHL existence, who are you cheering for? I'm going to give you three teams, and then, of course, I'll give you an other. In terms of – and I guess I'm really kind of maybe bringing this from a standpoint of by distance. I mean, there's, 30 teams in the NHL, so you could be cheering. And I don't want this in terms of – I'm really speaking to you as an Arizona Coyotes fan here. Now that we don't have our team anymore, if we're going to adopt a team that's close, a team that maybe we could get in the car and go see one of their games, which team is that? Is that the Vegas Golden Knights? Because like I said, I found myself cheering for Vegas. I go to Vegas maybe one or two times a year. I've not been to a game there. I've been in Vegas a couple years ago when I went for the women's Pac-12 women's basketball tournament. I got there, and I'm like, I remember I got there, And I was on my way to an event that the Arizona women's basketball was having, a meet and greet that night. And I'm pulling out of the hotel because we stayed at New York. I'm staying in New York. And I pull out of the hotel, and there's like all these cars coming in. I'm like, what is going on here tonight? What is all this traffic coming? I know all these people can't be coming into this hotel tonight. And then I realize, oh, wait a minute. There must be a game tonight. So I've been in. And then, of course, I spent 2 weeks there last year, and I think they were I think there was like one game. Can you believe that? We were there for 2 weeks last year. I think they were home the first night I got there, so I didn't go that night. And then they were on the road for like the next, pretty much the entire time that we were there, and I think they came back towards the end, but there was games going on that night, so I could not go to one of those. So I never got to a Vegas Knights game last year when I was there, and I haven't been to Salt Lake City in years. Last time I was in Salt Lake City, I told the story of the day I was stranded, and I ended up in Park City at a really nice resort that had a jacuzzi on the balcony. So
I think all resorts in Park City have jacuzzi on the balcony.
Oh, is that right? I was like, I had never been to a hotel that had a jacuzzi on the balcony. I was like, man, these people in Park City, they know what they're doing here.
Yeah, I mean, well, it was already a pretty hoity-toity kind of winter town before the Olympics were there. And once the Olympics were there, they just built the infrastructure for,
right.
Yeah, I mean, that's what that place is, for sure.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 teams. I'm going to give you the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to give you the Utah Mammoth, obviously, because we do have a connection still with them. I'm going to give you the LA Kings because they are the next closest team, I believe. I think Denver's probably too far that way. The Colorado Avalanche, so the LA Kings. And then I'll just give you the standard insert other here. Okay, so head on over. I'm about to make this live right now. Head on over to our Twitter page at Wildcats1290. What team are we rooting for now in the NHL? And in particular, I think that, there's only 2 of those 3 teams, only one is currently left in this tournament because the Kings were in it. But they got knocked out in the first round, so they are no longer in it, and Utah did not make the tournament. So, but who are we rooting for now in the NHL? Because I really, really found myself I was rooting so hard because I was yelling. I don't know if you saw the last part of regulation of this game last night, but like the last 20 seconds of regulation was manic. And I'm like yelling, and people are like looking at me in the gym. They're like, what is this dude yelling about over there?
It's just like, I think of playoff hockey like playoff baseball. You got 162 games, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody's running out a ground ball to first the same effort in game 101 versus in the playoffs, right? It's just a little bit of different energy, a little bit of different effort. Personally, DK, I'm still a Nordiques fan. Went to Quebec in 1989 and spent 3 weeks there and got the gear and was just all about the Nordiques. Then 3 years later, they moved to Colorado.
Okay.
So, Nordiques all the way.
So think about this then, J-Dub, just from a standpoint of the closest team to us. If you were going to adopt the closest team to us, take out the fact that, you've been a Nordiques fan, and they still have a team, correct? They're the Avalanche.
Yeah, they moved to Colorado and became the Avalanche and won a bunch of titles.
And they have not gotten their team back like Winnipeg, right? No.
No. Same situation.
So if we're going to adopt a close team, and we'll come back to this because we're running up on the break here, but think about it from that standpoint. All right, Vegas, Utah, LA Kings. Which of those 3 teams closest to us would you adopt as your squad? Head on over to Twitter right now at Wildcats1290 and vote in our poll. Cricket is getting you home. We'll hear from Tommy Splain coming up next here from the ballpark. DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some slowing at River and Campbell, northbound and westbound, busy traffic. Campbell and Prince, mostly southbound, and also slowdowns Prince and Oracle. Collisions reported Prince Road east of I-10, 36th Street east of Keno Parkway, Fort Lowell and Tucson Boulevard, and also Ajo and La Cholla. 71 the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 100 on Mother's Day, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by True Green. Summer is better with True Green. Get the best lawn at the best price. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. Restrictions apply.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CUT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CUT to 42424. That's CUT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Wildcat fans, Taco Bell is a proud partner of Arizona Athletics and is ready to serve you. We're open for breakfast. Fire up your mornings with breakfast at Taco Bell. You've heard about Happy Hour? Well, try Happier Hour at your local Taco Bell for $1 beverages. From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., choose any regular freezes or medium drink for $1. It's the happiest time of the day. Taco Bell is locally owned and operated and is looking forward to serving Wildcat fans. Stay safe, bear down, and live Moss.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh boy.
Hey guys, it's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
This is Bill Ryder, the Sports Minute, sponsored by BetMGM, the sportsbook born in Vegas. Please gamble responsibly. Tonight, the Indiana Pacers can do the thing no one saw coming. They can put the Cleveland Cavaliers down, go up 3-0, and cement the fact that since mid-December, they're one of the 4 best teams in the NBA. This isn't a fluke. This isn't a lucky run. This is a Pacers squad that's been outstanding for a long time, and they're about to prove it. I'm Bill Ryder.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an Odds Boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your Odds Boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Don't miss your chance at a bigger payout on your bet. Claim your MLB Odds Boost token today and activate the token before placing your bet. At BetMGM, the action is always on deck, so step up to the plate and get in on the excitement all season long. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. MLB Odds Boost token can be used on any MLB odds of -300 or longer. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Senior weekend here at High Corbett Field. It's the Arizona Wildcats and the Utah Utes. 6 games to go in the regular season before we head to the Big 12 tournament down in Houston, Texas, and then the NCAA tournament after that. I mentioned senior weekend. A lot of the guys will be playing their final games here at High Corbett Field, and one of those joining me right now, Tommy Splain, infielder, first baseman, catcher at times for the Arizona Wildcats. Tommy, 4 years here at the University of Arizona. Could you imagine that it would come to this weekend so quickly?
No, I mean, it came so quick. Everyone tells you how quick it goes, but yeah, way quicker than I was expecting, but it's been a dream come true.
Out of Los Gatos High School in California, how did U of A come onto your radar? What schools did you look at when you were coming out of high school, and why was Tucson the right fit for you?
Yeah, I grew up a Arizona fan. My dad went here, so it was kind of always a dream to come here. So when I got that offer, I believe it was my sophomore year, I came to camp, met Jay and everyone, and kind of just experienced the kind of just life of being here at Arizona, and I just really couldn't turn it down. I talked to a few other Pac-12 schools, but I just want to come here right away, and that was kind of a dream of mine, so I really couldn't turn it down once I got that offer.
Now, your dad, did he play here, your dad?
No, he did not.
No.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did he tell you about University of Arizona? Did he bring you to games here in terms of, coming for football weekends or that kind of thing when you were growing up?
Yeah, we came and visited a few times, but mainly growing up in the Bay Area, we visited a lot, when they played Stanford for basketball or it was football games, we'd, go and watch them, especially baseball too. So whenever they came into town, we were always watching them.
All right, so I got to ask you, when you're growing up and you're going to a U of A basketball game, who was that guy for you that you loved growing up?
Basketball-wise,
Yeah.
I always remember Nick Johnson, but
right.
I guess younger, Derek Williams.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite growing up. And then I guess, just baseball-wise, Quintana, Wells, all those guys, just watching them. But yeah, I've really enjoyed just watching all the sports, I guess.
Austin Wells, you mentioned him, obviously in the big leagues now with the New York Yankees. You obviously play 2 different positions. You catch, you play first base.
Yeah.
Was that always the case for you growing up?
Not really. I guess I played shortstop, third base growing up a lot, but I was mainly a pitcher in high school, and then I would catch here and there, but just pitching so much kind of made me go to play first a little bit more in high school. So I was able to play a little bit there, but I didn't play much until I got here, and just been a learning experience. And I've learned a lot from Chip and all the guys around me, but especially at catcher too.
What was the most difficult thing about kind of getting good? Because Chip talks about your defense and how solid you are over there at first base. Was there a point where you felt like you were starting to get really good defensively at playing first base?
I'd say there was a time where I felt more comfortable. I'd say definitely my freshman year, it was a learning experience. I'm still learning a lot at the position, but after my freshman year, I got a lot more comfortable, and just being a part of the team for a year and playing, that helps a lot too. But I guess after that first year, I just got a little bit more comfortable and just treated it almost like it was the left side of the infield.
You started 47 games as a freshman. Did you expect to come in and start right away?
I mean, the goal was obviously to start and play, but get better too. But I didn't think that was going to happen right away, obviously, and then circumstances, came to it. But I just wanted to, get in and help, Arizona any way possible, and that was just the way I guess I could at first base. And yes, I, got lucky, and just haven't really turned away from first base since. Yeah.
Tommy Splain joining us. He is the catcher first baseman for the Arizona Wildcats, senior, playing his final home weekend here at High Corbett Field. All right, give me some of the things you're going to remember. Obviously, I've asked this question to a number of guys, and it seems like the consensus is obviously the walk-off last year against Oregon State to win the title. But what are some of your other memories that you're going to take away from playing here at High Corbett Field?
I mean, I'd say a lot of it is just off the field, just rides and all that, and just being, at the hotel with all the teammates and the coaches and just building those personal experiences and those relationships, I guess. But, I mean, on the field, obviously, we've had some great experiences between the Pac-12 tournament and, Oregon State and all that. But I'd say the most is just off the field and all the relationships I've built, even with the guys that aren't here right now. So it's just, a good group of guys, and, we'll stay in touch for a while.
We're still a few weeks away from the Big 12 tournament, but I want to ask you this question because I asked Garen about it. A much different format with the single elimination at the Big 12 versus the Pac-12. Garen said he never understood how we were doing it in the Pac-12 conference. Is it this single elimination? Even though I would think that you would like the fact to go in there and know that you can lose a game and still get to the end. But it seems like maybe single elimination is not a bad thing for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be great for us too, because I feel like we play our best when our back is at the wall, and I think it'll be a fun experience just to do something different. But yeah, I mean, we're just looking forward to the tournament, and we, I guess, don't know much about it just because it's kind of like our first year. But yeah, I mean, the single elimination will definitely be something new, but we're looking forward to it.
Well, having played at Globe Life early in the season, will that help?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, there's been a few of the guys like me and Garen, we've played there multiple times. So just being in that area, it's just having the comfortability of being, almost like a second, home away from home kind of experience. It's definitely going to help and, help our pitching staff as well and the hitters. And, yeah, we're just going to be, comfortable and ready to play.
Tommy Splain joining us. Coach Hale had indicated earlier this week that he might look to maybe give Adonis Guzman a little bit of a blow from behind the plate. Is that could you potentially get a start, you think, that down there this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready whenever, my name's called to catch. But, yeah, whatever it is, I'm ready. Whatever Chip makes me do.
In terms of the catching side of it, is it tough when you're not getting regular starts to get in there, get your framing right, your pitch calling and all of that, and your throws down when maybe you're not playing, 2-3 times a week there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say at times it could be tough to get into a rhythm, but, I haven't caught much, so I'm kind of like used to it, but also, being able to have coaches like Blake McDonald and Toby and other guys around me and just kind of learning from, watching Adonis as well, that helps. But playing every day and just being in the game, that helps as well. So it's not really anything that's, too different when I get in there. But it definitely, takes a second. But it's kind of just like, riding a bike once I start catching.
Tommy Splain joining us, senior Arizona Wildcats. Who's in town this weekend for senior weekend?
I got my whole family, basically, grandparents, mom, dad, girlfriend, brother. So yeah, they're treating it almost like a little graduation. So yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah, because you're out of town next weekend, so you're not going to be here for either of the graduations.
Yeah, so this is graduation. Yeah.
And just you mentioned family. What influence did dad, grandparents play in where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, they've always kind of forced me not only to be, a good person on the field, but off, and just kind of try and be a leader in any way possible. But, my dad's kind of the person who's got me here in terms of baseball. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, especially my mom, too, just, supporting me on all the tournaments and all that. But, I mean, it's been a dream of mine since basically the day I was born. I had a little Arizona football put in my little crib. So it's basically been a dream to get to this point and be able to play 4 years here is, not something many get to do. So I'm just thankful for that, but thankful for them getting me here, and my grandparents and my girlfriend and all that, and my brother. So yeah, it's been a long journey.
Never dreamed about playing quarterback here?
I did actually. That was a dream of mine, and then I realized it might be hard to play two sports, and baseball might be it. So yeah, but yeah, that was definitely a dream of mine growing up, and basketball and all that. But just being here is just awesome.
What do you love to do away from the game?
I like just traveling, and I love the beach, so surfing or just any activity outside. Whether it's just hiking, spike ball, whatever it is. But I just like being outside.
Now, spike
the
ball,
water.
Is that another word for volleyball, or is that a different sport altogether?
No, it's kind of like it's something similar-ish, but it's something you can play on the beach. So me and my buddies enjoy playing that. Yeah.
Outstanding. Is that anything like? Can you potentially do that professionally at some point if you chose to? Or
I believe there's a professional league nowadays, but I've never really looked into it. Just something more I just kind of like doing for fun. But yeah.
You're a senior, obviously, so what potential do you want to keep playing, or what's the plan?
Yeah. I mean, the goal is to keep playing and all that, but, I'm kind of just really focused on this year right now and just kind of winning this Big 12 championship. I want to, win the, inaugural championship for ourselves. But, I mean, I definitely want to play in the future, and that's my goal, to, keep playing.
Tommy Splain joining us. Tommy, Chip said earlier this week that maybe this team is not hit the way that he thought this team was going to hit.
Yeah.
What if you guys were going to maybe improve that in the next 6 games going into the postseason, where are some of the areas that you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of it's just situational baseball and, hitting with runners in scoring position. But, I mean, that's just going to come with staying with our process and sticking to what we do, and just trusting Toby's plan. And I have a good feeling, along with all the other guys, that we're going to turn it around here. But, I mean, it's the team that gets hot coming up, and I feel like this is, our time. And, so I think we've been working hard, especially the past couple of days, to change that around.
Do you individually meet with Toby before every game and kind of go over that night's pitcher approach and all of that?
Yeah, we have a hitters meeting before the game and, during batting practice. And before that, we get to see the pitcher and all that and go over our plan. But, there's definitely a plan in place based on each pitcher before the game.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
And in terms, I want to take you back to memories one more time.
Yeah.
You mentioned just kind of the relationships, but give me that one moment for you on the field that you're going to remember here as wearing that Arizona jersey.
I'd say just the biggest thing for me was honestly just that 1 week period winning the Pac-12 championship here with Oregon State, just walking it off and watching Summerhill get that hit, and then going and winning the Pac-12 tournament. I mean, just winning it outright that last year was something that we all wanted to do, and that was a big goal of ours. And to do that was something that, it was just something special, I guess you'd say.
Who's the toughest guy on your pitching staff to face?
Ooh. God, that's a tough one. I mean, they're all really tough, but I'll have to go with my guy, Julian Tongini.
Oh,
yeah.
Julian.
Yeah, we've had some good battles in the fall, but, I mean, they're all great. But,
and if Andrew Canes is your replacement next year at first base, why can he maybe step in there defensively and carry that mantle for this team?
I mean, he's great. I mean, you can see what he can do with the bat as well, but he's so versatile. I mean, playing outfield as well, but, kind of like myself, he didn't play first, and so he's learning so much like myself. So we're kind of going through it together, just kind of taking it day by day. But, I mean, whether he's at first base, third base, outfield, wherever he's at, he's going to do a great job.
Tommy, enjoy senior weekend. Enjoy the family being here with you in the celebration of your Arizona career. Looking forward to hopefully another month or so of getting a chance to watch you play.
Exactly. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Tommy Splain, senior first baseman catcher for your Arizona Wildcats. Cricket, get us home with the traffic and the weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Slowing at Ajo and Mission, also some slowdowns on the southbound side of I-19, approaching and passing Irvington. Collisions Ajo at I-19, River Road west of Campbell River and via Entrada, Prince Road east of I-10, 36th Street east of Keno Parkway, and also Fort Lowell and Tucson Boulevard. 71 the overnight low, 96 sunny skies tomorrow, and 100 on Sunday, 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Arizona Lottery.
When you play the Arizona Lottery, there's always a chance you'll win big, but there's also a guarantee that you'll be giving back to the community. There's joy in it all. Love the play with scratchers, draw games, and more from the Arizona Lottery.
Oh, oh.
parts, we got parts. Product availability, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select brake pads for $10 more, or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Offer in-store only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling Grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2024 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and straighttalk.com. Offer valid through 5/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store single line activation on qualifying plan. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought. This AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash.
It's me, Olay Indulgent Moisture Body Wash. I see those dry elbows, baby. But don't worry, get moisturized right in the shower. So hydrated you can skip the lotion after.
Don't wanna see it dry no
Nobody covers your cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes
On the run line tonight in Colorado. Rockies far and away the worst team in baseball. On the other side, Padres one of the best teams. Rockies have Antonio Senzatella on the mound. He's 1-5 with a 5.50 ERA. The Padres should light him up in a hitter's ballpark, which is why we're taking San Diego on the run line. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station, your home for the National Football League, starting with the Hall of Fame game through the regular season into the playoffs and ending in the Super Bowl. Wildcats Radio, 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coming to you live from High Corbett Field. It is baseball night in Arizona. Your Wildcats getting set to take on the Utah Utes in the first of a 3-game. It's getting a little breeze out here right now. I tell you what, it feels a whole lot better when you get a little breeze coming through here at the ballpark. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We appreciate the gentleman that just came up and introduced himself, said he loves listening to the show. He was driving a really nice car, J-Dub. I mean, it was, I don't know if it was like a 2025 really fancy, nice Corvette, but it was the kind of car you want to have. Huh? It was the kind of car you want to have on a day like today.
Probably friends with Cricket then, huh?
Maybe. You never know. We'll be hearing from Cricket coming up for you here in a few minutes with everything happening around Southern Arizona on this weekend. Hour number 2 of our show. You just heard from Tommy Splain there. We're going to be hearing a little bit later coming up from the pitching coach for your Arizona Wildcats. His name is Kevin Vance. Second season here with this program and has done a really good job at turning things around. We'll get Kevin's sense of what he's got with this year's club and everything that has happened to this point. We've also got Arizona softball that is happening this weekend. The Wildcats currently are playing in the semifinals of the Big 12 Conference Tournament. They are trailing at the moment. This game is now getting ready to start the bottom of the second. We're going to be going over to Oklahoma City here momentarily, but I'll update you on where we are to this point. Arizona is the home team in this game today, and they are batting in the bottom of the second, trailing right now by a score of 2-0. Scoreless first inning in this ball game today, but Carly Ford, the right-handed hitting catcher for Iowa State, in the second inning smacked a 2-run home run for the Iowa State Cyclones off of Devin Netz. So Devin getting the start after she pitched 5 2/3 innings yesterday. And I think really that's the question that a lot of people are still wondering about this club is do they have, I mean, with Devin Netz, with Miranda Stoddard, and the rest of the 8-woman staff that they have, is that going to be enough to pitch this team deep into the postseason? Obviously, Devin 5 2/3 yesterday, having to come right back out and do it again today. Clean first inning, but allowing a couple of runs on that 2-run home run. She's now in 2 innings allowed 2 hits so far with a walk and a strikeout for your Arizona Wildcats. Winner of this game will get the number 1 seed in the tournament, Texas Tech, as Texas Tech, put an absolute beating on the Arizona State Sun Devils today by a score of 18-0. 18-0. So Texas Tech advances to the championship game of the Big 12 softball tournament, which will be tomorrow morning, and that'll be a 9 a.m. First pitch. So if the Wildcats are in that game, our coverage on K2C tomorrow with Derek Palmer will begin at 8:50.
GK, Dana Allmeyer just struck out. She's the first out in the second, so they are up to bat if you'd like to hear some of that.
Yes, let's head on out right now to Oklahoma City and listen in. Derek Palmer with the call on Arizona Sports Enterprise.
Stewart prior to a leadoff single. But it's consistent as the 1-0. Again looking outside, but misses wide, ball 2. Wildcat offense boasts so many hitters that are producing at the same level as Sherman usually allows. As she takes a little bit of a walk, now has 8 seconds to deliver. As she deals after getting the sign, and right over the inside part of the plate, taking all the way there, Shep is now ahead 2 balls and 1 strike. Sophomore who was used extensively a season ago, hitting .267, 5 homers, but about a foot away from having her 6th a day ago. Is this one again taking all the way, and this one on the inside part of the plate for strike 2. Wildcats needed 3 innings yesterday to try to get things figured out. Generally 1 trip through the lineup. And it's the same development now, as there's been an awful lot of spectating over the first 4 pitches of the first 2 at-bats. As this one lunged at and sent down the right field line, but slicing foul. Shep stays alive. You had Altmaier, who was taking a look at some inside then outside action before she feebly swung on and missed at the third strike. Shep was also watching it go outside, then back in. That 2-2 pitch was going away from her. She was able to fight it off. Now she's crowding the plate a little bit as she awaits this 2-2 offering. Again going outside. She again gets it off the end of the bat, and this time puts it in the seats. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0. Iowa State leading. Bottom of the second. Wildcats trying to get a base runner. Shep back out there. Sherman ready, dealing. Pulled to the left side, off of Andrews' glove. It's going to carry him over to Clemens at short, but not near enough time to try to get Shep, who put pretty good heat on that one. That is almost certainly going to be ruled a hit. Indeed it is. And that will bring up another third baseman, Jenna Sniffen. McKenna Andrews had that play in the first inning that was influenced seemingly by Dakota Kennedy's speed. That one was just ripped off of Shep's bat. Now swinging at the first pitch and chopping it toward Andrews. She's got that one on in between, hop to second for one, to first in time for an inning-ending double play. The Wildcats get a hit, but nothing more. Through 2, they trail 2. It's Arizona Softball, Arizona Sports Enterprises.
This is a special.
All right, so Derek Palmer with the call there. The Arizona Wildcats got a run on, but hit into a double play to end the inning there, and they trail now, headed to the third inning. 2 innings in the books in Oklahoma City of the Big 12 semifinals. Arizona trailing Iowa State by a score of 2-0 on the home run by Carly Ford. We will head back out there a little bit later on in our show, give you another listen in with Derek Palmer coming up for you just a little bit later. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Again, if you were not with us in the last hour, our question of the day today is around NHL hockey because I was watching the game last night. And I found myself the game between there were 2 games last night, but I was watching the Vegas Knights and the Edmonton Oilers, and I found myself really pulling for the Vegas Golden Knights last night. And so that the question is who's our team now? Is it Vegas? Is it Utah? Is it LA? Of the 3 teams that are closer. So I probably made a mistake on this. I shouldn't have given you the other because other can be any other team, just like I was talking about. So I shouldn't have given other as an alternative to this, but I did. So if you want to insert an other into this equation, you certainly can do that. Right now, in fact, 71% of the people who have voted in this poll thus far have chosen insert the other, although no one has said exactly who that other team would be. 29% have said the Vegas Golden Knights would be that team. No votes yet for Utah or the LA Kings. The LA Kings, in fact, the last time the Kings were really good, I think it was the last time the Coyotes, incidentally, were any good because they beat the Coyotes in that 2012 Western Conference semifinals. So that was a life and a year ago for sure. Hope you got in earlier today on that sweet deal that we had to Tesoro Latin Kitchen and Cocktails, a great new place that's not too far from our station. Cricket raves about the nachos over there. Dragon Ball was raving about that place as well. They both have been there. I've not been there yet, so I still have to get Tesoro on my plate to go over there. J-Dub, have you been to Tesoro yet? No. So you and I both have to get over there and check out Tesoro because both Dragon Ball and Cricket were raving about it for sure. One of the hot new spots here in Southern Arizona, right over by Tucson Mall. So it is literally, we could walk there for lunch maybe one day. We might have to do that for sure. Hey, stay connected while you're on the go with Wildcats Radio's 1290 app. Listen to Arizona Wildcats play-by-play. You can listen to the game tonight with Brian Jeffries on the app. If you listen to the game on Tuesday night, Wildcats lost to Grand Canyon. Brody Dryden was on the broadcast. with Brian Jeffries. You can get all the latest news on your teams and more. It's all in one place. It's our Wildcats Radio 1290 app. You can get it at the App Store or you can get it at Google Play. The Wildcats Radio 1290 app is sponsored by Goodfellas Home Solutions. And you can, right now, if you're coming out to the ballpark tonight, show your app to our crew. I got my crew out here tonight. Show your app to my crew. They're going to tell you how you can enter to win $100 right now. Head on out here. Show us your app. We'll tell you how to win $100. In fact, we've got a story. One of the first stories you're going to see if you go to our app right now is the story about the Utah Mammoth, that name becoming official for the team used to be known as the Arizona Coyotes. All right, do we have the third member of our team, Cricket, with us?
Mm-hmm.
Cricket.
Hola.
What time is it?
Do you know what time it is? Yes,
Do
I
you
know
what time it is? Because I know what time it is. Does J-Dub know what time it is? Because I know what time it is. It is the weekend. Woo!
Woo! Woo, says Dub.
There you go. Our favorite time of the week.
Cricket, this is my last weekend in my 40s.
Yes. J-Dub's last weekend in the 40s.
I'm a little less excited about because I got an AARP email this morning. So I might have to go out and get crazy tonight and tomorrow night because I'm not allowed to after next week starts.
I signed you up for Scooter Store emails.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Great. Scooter. No, I don't think he's that. I don't think he needs a scooter just
now, my
yet.
legs work great.
Let's hope not. Well, so, Cricket, what are some of the fun things that J-Dub can do this weekend to celebrate birthday number 50, which is coming up on Monday?
Nice. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on around town this weekend. Summer Fridays, 5 to 8 tonight at Lodge on the Desert with it's on Alvernon. Shopping, live music, and picnic on the lawn. Maybe J-Dub might enjoy the Magic and Mystery dinners at Dante's Fire on Grant Road. That happens at 6:30 p.m. Saturday nights and some Friday nights. And maybe a Mother's Day market, some shopping at the Monica tomorrow, 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. And Mother's Day Sunday, Music Under the Stars, a free outdoor concert with Tucson Pops Orchestra and El Mariachi Tapatio, 7 p.m. Sunday night at Reed Park's Demeester Center.
All right, so Cricket, last night, I was telling J-Dub I was watching a little bit of hockey last night, which I normally don't do a lot of, but it's the playoffs and the Golden Knights were on from Vegas. But I was also, so that was at the gym. That was when I went to the gym. But when I was at home, my wife had on AMC, and they had four of my favorite movies, four of my favorite coming-of-age movies from my coming-of-age time of life, which was the 1980s. They were on back to back to back to back. You had Footloose first. You had Ferris Bueller's Day Off second. Then you had The Breakfast Club. Then you had Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like, literally, you could have turned on your TV, I think, at 7 and stayed up till 3 in the morning watching the four best coming-of-age movies of the 1980s. Okay, so I'm giving everybody a bonus question of the day today. Of those four, I haven't put it up yet, but I'm about to put it up for you, so you can head on over to Wildcats 1290 and vote here shortly. Of those four movies, which one is your favorite?
Breakfast Club for me.
Breakfast Club. Okay, that would be my number 2. Why Breakfast? Why would you pick Breakfast Club number 1?
Because I liked all the characters. You know, the misfit, the preppy girl, you know, kind of like the rocker stoner dude, you know, the jock, nerd. It was
to me, Breakfast of those four movies, I thought Breakfast Club is the best acted of those four movies. I thought everybody that was in that, Molly Ringwald, Anthony Michael Hall, Ali Sheedy, I think the other one is one of the Sheen brothers,
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson. I thought that was the best, maybe the best acted of those four movies. But my favorite is always, to me, and I think it's probably because of my LA connection, I will always be a Fast Times at Ridgemont High guy. That to me is my absolute favorite movie, a coming of age movie of all time. Just the whole vibe of the beach and Sunset Boulevard, and it was like, and I got to back to LA to go to school right after that movie came out, and so the All American Burger, I actually went and ate at All American Burger, so it was like one of those things where there were a lot of different connections. I knew people that lived in the Valley. Obviously, I'd grown up there. I'd grown up with people that lived in the Valley, so for me, Fast Times is always going to be that number one. J-Dub, how about you? Of those 4 movies that were on last night, which one would you pick? You're probably a little bit younger than that, but you probably still saw 4 of those movies.
Not to be contrarian, but I would go with Weird Science and Better Off Dead.
Oh,
those are the best two.
Those aren't on the list, but okay.
Just because, I love
Weird Science was unbelievable. That's probably that was a great movie.
Sure, there's a lot more you can add to that list than 4. Personally, I would probably go with either Ferris Bueller's or Fast Times. I must have seen Fast Times 20 times before I was old enough to see that movie.
Then you should have.
It's kind of that era. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. That movie came out when I was 8. 8 or 9 years old, right? And so, there's a lot of adult content in that movie. Definitely a big fan growing up. I just think I like Better Off Dead because there's a great skiing element to that movie. And Weird Science just it's such a quirky. It was one of those kind of trend-setting, change the game kind of deals where it's such an odd. The way that the concept of that movie, but that was the 80s. If you want to talk about 80s movies, pushing the envelope.
I was in love with Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead. She was one of my favorites in the 80s, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But the other reason I like Fast Times is because all of the adults in the other movies were kind of characters that you didn't want to like, but everybody loved Mr. Hand. How could you not love Mr. Hand?
It's one of the most quotable movies.
You hated Rooney. You hated the guy that was in Breakfast Club. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. That was the monitor there. You didn't really like what was the I'm trying to think of the other guy. The dad in Footloose, who was kind of just he just died, right? They played that character there. You didn't like him either, but everybody loved Mr. Hand.
Yeah, and Sean Penn, Judge Reinhold, Jennifer Jason Leigh. There's so many people kind of got their start. Phoebe Cates is in that, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people just kind of getting their foot in the door. Forrest Whitaker. I love Forrest Whitaker as the football guy.
Exactly. People don't even that was like his first movie.
Yeah.
He went on to win Oscars.
Yeah. He was just a kid.
Great stuff.
Eric Stoltz too. Eric Stoltz is in there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'll put that up right now. Bonus question of the day: of those 4 movies, which one is your favorite? Fast Times, Ridgemont High, Breakfast Club, Footloose, and also Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported flowing wells north of Prince, Grant Road and Park Avenue, Valencia west of I-19. Also crash reported on Ahaway at I-19. 71 the overnight low, 96 sunny tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Savings are in full bloom at Lowe's. Right now, get Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil for just $2. Shop these savings and more at Lowe's. Valid through 5/14. Excludes Hawaii and Alaska. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Burgers sound great. Let's find a spot nearby. Wow, nothing? Oh well.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
Doing a lot of around the house work. New tub. We had to break up the concrete, reset the pipe.
You're going to start your own show?
Not a chance. I'm not a big HGTV guy.
How much of that work are you doing yourself?
The stripping was kind of...
Ballpark! A 3-run home run for Bryson Stotts. He just made this a 1-run game.
Bryson Stotts of your Philadelphia Phillies, or not maybe yours. Well, they're probably yours if you're from the tri-state area. But the Phillies last night, they were down in that game to the Colorado Rockies, but came back to win. Time now for your BetMGM top play of the day. We'll take that victory by the Philadelphia Phillies because yesterday that was one of the games we had. In fact, it was the only game we had, which was the Phillies on the money line over the Rays at minus 150. So we weren't winning a lot because, again, it's, the Phillies are a pretty good team. But we had it at minus 150. The Phillies get the win. They rallied down early. They come back and they win in 10 innings by a score of 7-6. So we took home another $8.64 with that 7-6 win by the Phillies. So remember when we were down over $200? We are now only down $120.41. So
that was like 10 days ago, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, not too well. It was probably more towards the end of. Yeah, a little bit after basketball, I think, after the end of basketball season. So it's probably about a month ago or so that we were down that much. But, yeah, we were losing pretty good there for a while. But we're starting to win some of our money back here. So that's a good, positive thing. Can we win some? Yes, Fred, I like it. We got another baseball one today. We'll give you that. But first, let's give you your top play from BetMGM Network.
Time for the Thunder to travel. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. OKC is getting bet after setting an NBA playoff record with an 87-point first half on Wednesday. Jokic had a minus 36 plus minus and is heading home. Denver will give a much better effort in this spot, so I'll take the Nuggets plus 5.5. I'm Joe Ostrowski from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, so the Nuggets are actually getting the points in this one. The Nuggets getting the points. I'm going to check real quick here if I can to see what we've got this line at right now at the Desert Diamond Casino, because we always encourage you to make your plays there. So right now over at the DDC, the Nuggets are getting 6. So we're going to do Nuggets plus, we're going to do Nuggets plus 6 tonight over the Oklahoma City Thunder at home. Nuggets plus 6. Also, we've got a play tonight on the baseball side for you. We have got, Padres Rockies. Rockies, of course, are terrible. So they have been fading. The term is fading when you want to bet against something that's almost a sure thing. They've been fading the Rockies all year long. So we've got the Padres on the run line, minus 1.5 over the Rockies at minus 125. So your $12.90 bet on that one can get you back $10.32. Your bet with the Nuggets tonight is at minus 109. So that's going to get you close to about the $12.90 back that you'll bet there. So we could be even closer to $100 if we get both those bets in coming up tonight on the winning side. Those are your BetMGM Network top plays of the day. Yes, indeed. All right, speaking of NBA, we've got our first game of the night that's about to get underway, and it is my team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, hanging on for dear life. But J-Dub, have you heard who's playing, who's not playing yet?
As of yesterday, it was still day-to-day. I mean, all three of those guys that were out for the Cavs last game were a day-to-day scenario. So I haven't heard definitively yes. You would think Mobley would probably be back quicker because I don't think that was a serious.
Yeah, Mobley.
The toe, right? The toe for Darius Garland, he's been out for 6 games now.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a how he feels in the morning kind of scenario.
All right, looks like Mobley's back. Looks like everybody's back. Darius is back tonight. Mobley is back, and I forget the other. I think it was the kid we got from Atlanta. He is also back tonight. So it looks like the Cavaliers are a full go with the roster for Game 3. Now, again, Darius Garland has not played he's missed 4 games. I think he missed the final 2 games of the Miami series, and he missed the first, so he hasn't played. He's missed 4 games, so how good he is up to debate, but he's back in the lineup tonight. That's a positive thing for the Cavaliers. Tyrese Halliburton. Now, again, a lot of people have talked about this series and how physical it's been because, again, Mobley pushed hard on a foul, went to the ground hard, got knocked out. And so Tyrese Halliburton talked about the extra physicality that you need in the NBA playoffs and the situation that the Pacers are in right now, being up 2-0 heading home.
I think the playoffs call for more physicality, scouting what teams like to do, all those things, right? And I think it's just human nature. I think all these games are really close as well. So down the stretch of games, the game gets slowed down. You want to get the best shot available every possession. So I think it's true to a sense, but I think that our identity is how fast we play. I think we talk about playing with controlled chaos. I think at the same time, we're not only fast in transition and in the full court, our half court offense is fast as well. There's a lot of movement. flying around, blur screens, pin downs, all that stuff. So, I feel like it's maybe overblown a little bit, but I understand where it comes from.
What goes into turning the page after a win like that, coming home, resetting, making sure you don't put off the best?
I mean, the series isn't over. Far from over. We know they've had some guys down. There'll probably be, more guys who will come back throughout the course of the series, and you never know what that's going to look like. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is a team who is the number one seed for a reason. This is probably really rare that they lose 2 games in a row. I doubt they've lost 3 games in a row all year. I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure it hasn't happened often. So we're going to see a desperate team, a team who's coming in here, to win 2 games and to get home, with a 2-2. So we just got to take it a day at a time, game at a time, possession at a time, and understand, we're still in control of our destiny, and the series is far from over. So, of course, we're at home. We love playing at home, love being in front of our fans. But we know we still got to keep everything tight and, be prepared to approach game 3 the right way.
Tyrese Halliburton averaging 19 points and 9 assists during the postseason and hit a huge three-point shot to win Game 2 on the road. Pacers, if they can win tonight, put the Cavaliers in a very untenable situation, down 3-0. T.J. McConnell has also played extremely well for the Pacers in this postseason. Arizona Wildcat basketball point guard. TJ on the depth of the Pacers and the importance of the leadership this team has been getting from Tyrese Halliburton.
We're trying to make things difficult, and one could argue they didn't shoot it well in the first game, but it's just about making things difficult for them. You're not going to shut them down completely. They're such a high-powered offense, and they're so well coached. It's just about making the guy across from you work as hard as possible.
Ty and Miles both talk a lot about the value of the wear-down effect, the term they use, your guys' ability to kind of wear things down. How much do you take pride in that as a bench? Because a part of that is bringing depth and bringing energy when the starters come up as well.
I think it just, like I keep saying, just playing to exhaustion. That tires other guys out, and in our depth, if all of us are able to do that, it's hard to play against us for 48 minutes. And we press all year. To get ready for a series like this in the playoffs. So we just got to continue to play extremely hard on both ends of the floor.
What's it like just being a part of an 11-man rotation? This isn't typical in the playoffs. You tend to see it shrink. What's it like to see it kind of expand, basically? And how do you think that's changed the dynamic of these series so far?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the guys we have here that Rick trusts them, especially in the playoffs. And it's about taking pride in just doing your job. If you're playing for 2 minutes, 28 minutes, 15 minutes, just do your job and do it at a high level and play for the 4 other guys out there with you.
Is there the fact that you guys have had these crazy comebacks? I know you got to move on to the next game, but what does that do for you guys as a team mentally, knowing when you may be down, there's still possibly you can win these games for what you've done in the past?
Yeah, I think it shows the character we have here, that we play the full 48 and beyond if it goes into overtime. But like you said, once that buzzer sounds and the game's over, you can be happy in the moment, but we have to move on, and we are moving on. We're getting ready for tomorrow.
You observed many times Tyrese and what he's been able to do, but particularly what he did in Game 2. What does it say about him and just the person he is and what his impact on the floor for you guys?
Special player. I don't know if I could put it any better. He is so important to what we do. The way he commands double teams coming off pick and rolls, they're face guarding him, and he's finding ways to be effective and being effective at a high level.
All right, that was T.J. McConnell, Arizona basketball grad. He's averaged about 17 minutes in the postseason, shooting 54% from the floor, 50% from three is TJ, and scoring at a clip of 9 points a game with 4 assists in the postseason so far, and a postseason in which the Pacers hold a 2-zip lead over the Cavaliers heading into Game 3 tonight, which will tip off here if it has not already in downtown Indianapolis.
And DK, real quick, just on Darius Garland's importance. You think about the Pacers, they've got Tyrese Halliburton, Andrew Nembhard, Andrew Nembhard, and also TJ. That's 3 point guards.
Right.
3 point guards that play heavy minutes for that Pacers team because of the pace that they run at. It's been so difficult for the Cavs these first 2 games because you really have to match a lot of that, traffic, because those guys are moving all over the place, and they really do keep that hot potato going in their half-court offense and try to push tempo on the fast break. So they really do need a guy like Darius with his foot speed to be able to keep up with some of those smaller guys. And that's really, to my eyes, been one of the reasons that the Cavs, the best team in the East by far this year, have struggled a little bit in these first few games versus the Pacers.
All right, I want to update you on what's going on in Oklahoma City real quick here. Top of the 4th inning, Arizona got a couple of runs in the 3rd inning to tie the game. Guess who? Devin Netz with a 2-run single to tie the ball game at 2, but Iowa State came back in their half of the 4th. Another home run for the Cyclones off of Devin Netz. This one was hit by Angelina Allen, a solo shot. So Iowa State leading 3-2, and they are batting right now on the top of the 4th. We're going to talk to Kevin Vance. We'll get you more from from Oklahoma City coming up at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Cricket right now getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collisions flowing wells north of Prince, Grant Road and Park Avenue, and also Valencia west of I-19. Some slowing on westbound I-10 approaching Ruth Rafael Camino del Cerro. 71 the low, 96 tomorrow, 100 on Mother's Day, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Get big summer flavor in every bite with the new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat menu, featuring new mixing bowl mashup, fan-voted s'mores, and more. For a limited time, right now at DQ. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
Okay, everybody's hungry. Burgers sound great. Let's find a spot nearby.
Hey there, great burgers.
Seafood? What's wrong with this thing? We want burgers.
Excuse me? Ma and Pa's Burgers, no waiting.
Oh, well, everyone good with pizza instead?
Can she seriously not see us?
No, they can't see you. Because you're buried deep in the list of local restaurants, you are invisible online. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaskifications?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaskification, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text CUT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text CUT to 42424. That's CUT to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Omar East with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Receiver George Pickens, who was acquired by the Cowboys in a trade with the Steelers this week, spoke to the media in Dallas on Thursday and said he likes the mojo there and excited to help build a winning culture. Pickens added that he never requested a trade from Pittsburgh. Elsewhere, Bills running back James Cook chose not to participate in the team's recent voluntary workout program as he pushes for a new deal. Cook says he's seeking $15 million per year as he enters the final year of his rookie contract. General Manager Brandon Beane says he has no doubt Cook will be ready to roll when it's time to play football. Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers have released veteran pass rusher Jadeveon Clowney after just one season with the team. And the NFL schedule release is less than a week away. Every game, every rivalry, every rematch, and every rookie debut revealed May 14th. Get all the details at NFL.com/schedule release. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Warning, the national debt is spiraling out of control. Trade wars are causing record volatility, and inflation could make a devastating comeback. Will you sit on the sidelines and wait, or will you take action today to help protect your hard-earned retirement savings? And what if you could do it tax and penalty-free? Find out more by requesting your free 2025 Gold and Silver Kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. Plus, you could get an unlimited instant match on bonus silver if you qualify. Call 855-969-GOLD to learn more. That's 855-969-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We're coming to you live from High Corbett Field. Arizona baseball senior weekend getting set to take place here this next 3 days. Tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday afternoon. Wildcats and the Utah Utes, Arizona, will be looking to improve their standing in the Big 12 Conference with a victory here this weekend. Things so far going into the weekend, you've got Virginia in first place at 18-14. They can pretty much wrap this thing up with 3 wins this weekend. Arizona State in second place at 16-8. Again, West Virginia will not play the same amount of games as everyone else due to a couple of games that they lost earlier in the year and against Oklahoma State that will not be made up. The three teams that are tied for third place right now, Kansas, Arizona, and TCU, are all 15-9, so they're a game behind Arizona State, and then technically 4 games back of West Virginia, although, again, West Virginia has played 22 games. Everyone else has played to this point 24 games on the season. Utah comes in at 5-19. They are in last place in the Big 12 Conference. The Utah Utes, there are 14 teams that play baseball in this conference. The 2 that do not are Iowa State and Colorado. Only 12 teams will go to the Big 12 tournament at Globe Life Stadium in Texas. So University of Central Florida and Utah right now are on the outside looking in.
Got some breaking news, DK.
Yes.
Cats tied it up.
Cats, and when we're talking Cats, we're talking softball Cats, as they are playing the Big 12 semifinals today over I should say, at Oklahoma City. It's Arizona and Iowa State, and right now that is a 3-3 game in the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's take another listen in with our guy, Derek Palmer.
Altmaier got a leadoff triple, and she sniff-in, flied out to center field, and Altmaier scored on it.
Awesome. Very awesome. So 2 outs. Let's see what they can do with 2 outs here at the bottom of the 4th.
Standing upright, waiting for her at the plate. She's now hitting 288 after she ripped one, but Clemens was able to elevate both off of the floor and then the left arm to make sure she came away with that one. The 0-1 swung on and sent towards center field. Johnson doesn't have to move much. The side is retired. The leadoff triple, though, taken advantage of as the Wildcats score 1 run on 1 hit. Nobody's left on. And after 4, it's tied at 3. Arizona softball, Arizona Sports.
All right, so Derek Palmer in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And we have played 4 innings there at Devon Park. And it is 3-3 between the number 3 seed Iowa State Cyclones and the number 2 seed Arizona Wildcats. They will be coming up. Will the Cyclones in the 5th inning. Line score so far in that ball game for Arizona, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Wildcats have left 2. For Iowa State, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. And the Cyclones have left 2 on base. Devin Netz has once again driven in 2 of the 3 runs for Arizona, much like she did last night in leading the Wildcats to the comeback win over Central Florida. Cats trying to rally again here and knock off Iowa State to get to a meeting against the number 1 seed in this tournament, the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech with a huge, huge win over Arizona State today, knocking off Arizona State by a score of 18-0. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Let's let you hear a little bit from one of your other seniors on this Arizona baseball club. There are a number of seniors that are going to be playing in this upcoming weekend. Eric Orloff, who you might remember, he got a huge out a few years ago to help the Wildcats in the the Pac-12 Conference tournament in Tempe in a win over the rival Arizona State Sun Devils. Let's hear a little bit from Eric Orloff on his 4 years here at the University of Arizona.
Oh, it goes by in a blink. It's pretty crazy. Honestly, it feels like yesterday. I walked in here for the first time over summer, and here I was, 6 regular season games left, and then hopefully a long playoff run. But yeah, it flies by.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You committed here in 2018, you were 2020. You were in the middle of COVID. How did that come about? Just deciding right in the middle of the world not going on.
I was probably one of the only guys where COVID kind of held my recruiting process, because everything went digital, went all on video. It was actually interesting. I threw out a PBR Pro case. It was the first time the Arizona coach ever saw me throw. I threw 11 pitches, 3 strikeouts, and committed 3 days later.
Wait, you think Jay saw you on video? Or?
Yeah, it was Jay and Yeski that recruited me.
Okay. So, but then there's a change here. Was there consideration to look elsewhere? Or?
No, I never had a second thought.
What have you enjoyed most about just this environment, this team, this campus?
Oh, just being around the guys. I mean, that's at the end of the day, it's really just the memories you have with the guys and the relationships that that last a lifetime. I'm only here 4 years, but I mean, I've played with 80, 100 different players that I know I can text and call anytime, any issue I have, any problems. Got 100 guys I can rely on.
Is there a favorite memory?
Probably winning the pack last year. No, it was the last one. It's pretty special. Pac-12 tournament, of course, that walk-off, insane. Yeah, I mean, it's just the big moments that you remember. Yeah, it's not even about the games. It's literally just being with the guys and being around the guys in those big moments is what makes it so special.
You started the first home game here under Chip your freshman year. What do you remember about that game?
I remember the game pretty well. I usually have a pretty good memory when it comes to kind of remembering my outings.
I think there were some unearned runs.
I believe they were all unearned.
Yeah.
but I mean that's baseball. It's growing up. Growing up when you're 11, 12, there's a million errors going on. That's kind of stuff I've become used to, and honestly, growing up around some poor defense, just growing up, young kids playing baseball. Honestly, I think helped me a ton in the long run.
You've been getting into more games here recently, but there was a little bit of a stretch where you weren't in a game. Were you working on something, or are you trying to change something, or is it just not your opportunity?
I think it's just opportunity. I mean, we got 15 guys that can all throw really well. It's kind of just relying on my process, knowing it works, and kind of just waiting for my opportunity. And then, when your chance comes up, you gotta be ready.
Kevin Vance is the third pitching coach that you've had here, I think. Second. Is that right? Second. Yeski.
He never pitched.
Never pitched for Yeski. Okay, second. What have you learned from Kevin Vance? How has he changed your approach or improved your game?
It's just been a lot more analytical, data driven, which has been super interesting stuff. I'm super interested in. Hopefully do it in the future. Kind of just knowing how to get your body to move the best for you. How everything's individualized here is, it's pretty unbelievable. Every guy has their own program, own warm-up, throwing routine, everything. It's all just specifically for you to get your body to move the best possible way.
And how does John DeRowan kind of fit into that process as well? Do you have times? How often do you speak with him about strategy and what he's seeing?
That guy's pitch-shaped god. That guy can make you throw. It's crazy. He just changes your grip a little bit. Boom, another 4 inches horizontal, 2 inches vertical. Just minor changes that he makes to make your pitches move how they're supposed to move.
All right, that is Eric Orloff. He is one of the seniors who's going to be honored here. The official Senior Day ceremonies will be held on Sunday out here at High Corbett Field prior to the noon start against the Utah Utes to wrap up the 3-game series. So Arizona will honor Richie Morales. Richie's been a little bit injured, so he has not played much lately. Raul Guerrero, who we spoke with last week out of Rio Rico, will be honored. Tommy Splain, who you heard from earlier here on the show. Matthew Martinez will go through the senior ceremonies, as will Julian Tangini, who you heard Tommy Splain say was the most difficult pitcher on the squad that he has faced. So those young men will go through the ceremony. Garen Caulfield will mention, and you'll hear from him potentially coming up in the next hour as well. If not, if we don't get to Garen this week, we'll probably try to get to him next week. But he went through the ceremonies last year with the anticipation that he might be leaving. But I don't think he's apparently is not on the list to go through the ceremonies this year. But those are the gentlemen, young men, that will go through the ceremonies here on Sunday. So make sure you're out here and be out here, maybe try to get out here a little bit earlier on Sunday to honor the Wildcat seniors on their day coming up. All right, 520-848-1290. Folks
good
are
news,
lined
DK.
up. We got good news out of Oklahoma City.
No, we got good news out of Indianapolis, where your Cavs started 11-0 and are currently up 16-4.
Okay, well, they were up 20 twice on the other night, so we'll see.
I'm not calling it yet. I'm just saying they came to play.
Okay, that's a good start, though. I'll take an 11-0, 16-4 start for sure. It's better to be playing from ahead than playing from behind for sure. 3-3. Yeah,
still 3-3, bottom fifth.
3-3 headed to the bottom of the fifth. Oklahoma City for Arizona softball, the ladies in the semifinals against Iowa State. Great to hear from Eric Orloff there, one of the seniors that will be. He's not gotten into a lot of games this year, just 12, but has allowed just 3 earned runs in those 10 innings he's worked with 10 strikeouts, a 2.7 earned run average, and again has gotten some big outs for this team over the course of his career. All right, DK on the sports tip. Much more coming up for you. Last hour of the show, we're going to hear from Kevin Vance coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. You're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions, Grant and Park Avenue and Grant, and also Flowing Wells and Prince Road and Flowing Wells. Some slowing on westbound I-10 approaching and passing Ruth Ruff. Also backups in road work on westbound Speedway Boulevard approaching and passing 6th Avenue. 71 the overnight low, 96 sunny tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, and 95 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Savings are in full bloom at Lowe's. Right now, get Miracle Grow 3/4 cubic foot all-purpose garden soil for just $2. Shop these savings and more at Lowe's. Valid through 5/14. Excludes Hawaii and Alaska. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
Your home for U of A football.
Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Arizona.
Men's basketball.
Midcourt. Shot is up. Good.
And baseball.
Here comes the winning run. And the Cats have won it.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Burgers sound great. Let's find a spot nearby. Wow, nothing? Oh well. Everybody okay with pizza instead?
Can she seriously not see us?
No, she can't. Time to get a boost. Get found and get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through HIMS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to HIMS.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Stars are shining down on Goldberg and Osborne. The Eagle has more than 2,200 5-star Google reviews from across Arizona. Like these.
They go that extra mile to let you know they care. A wonderful experience.
They treat their clients like family, and their professionalism is the best in the business.
They made sure I got a great offer. Like a bulldog, they fought for me.
Well said, everyone. After any accident, remember, the bird is the word. Visit Goldberg and Osborne at 1-800-THEEAGLE.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. No one is talking Roadrunners, Sugar Skulls, and FC Tucson like us. We are Southern Arizona's #1 sports station, Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
We are 1 hour away from baseball here in Tucson. Baseball night in Arizona. Final home stand of the season. Arizona and Utah. Game 1 of this 3-game set will be taking place tonight. 6:05 first pitch. We've got you for about another 50 minutes or so, leading you up to Brian Jeffries. But right now I want to give you an update on what is going on in Oklahoma City. Bottom of the 5th inning, I don't have my cup. Big 12 conference semifinals, and Arizona has put a 3 spot on the board. They have gotten a 3-run home run from Sidney Stewart to take a 6-3 lead over the Iowa State Cyclones. So Arizona State trailed 2-0 early, but once again they have battled back. The ladies have taken a 6-3 lead. They're still batting in the bottom of the 5th inning with now 6 outs to go for a date in the Big 12 Tournament Championship game against the Texas Tech Red Raiders tomorrow. If they hold on, if the Wildcats hold on and win this game, you'll hear that game tomorrow. In fact, right now, if you don't want to listen to me, and you don't have to listen to me because we got softball on, and I'll always encourage you to turn on an Arizona athletics event. Flip on over right now to Freedom 1400. Derek Palmer is on the call live from Devon Park in Oklahoma City. And the ladies are on top by a score of 6-3, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. We'll keep you abreast of what is happening there as we continue on this afternoon. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. J-Dub, are you Catholic?
No.
You are not Catholic. Okay, so of course it was announced that we are getting our first American Pope on Thursday.
Yeah, Villanova, right?
He went to Villanova, exactly. But the interesting thing about that announcement, Pope, his name is Cardinal Prevost, and he is going to take the name of Pope Leo XIV. And only an American Pope could take the announcement of a new pontiff and turn it into a war between two baseball fan bases. Because I don't know if you followed this yesterday, but it came out initially that the Chicago-born pontiff was a Cubs fan. Okay, so that was going around for hours, that the new Pope Leo, was a Cubs fan. But then his brother did several interviews, and his brother came out and said, well, I don't know where that came from, that my brother was a Cubs fan, because he, in fact, was a White Sox fan. So you had warring fan bases yesterday in Chicago over the announcement of the new pope. Only an American pope could create that type of conversation.
Yeah, but Pepsi or Coke? I think that's a real question, right?
Pepsi or Coke. I don't know which ones he's. I don't even know if does the Vatican have.
If we're going like
does the Vatican
Southside,
have a drink deal? Like, do they have a deal with? Are they
probably water, water or
probably
tea would be
water
my
or
guess.
tea. Yeah, I don't think.
If we're doing like North Side, South Side stuff, it might as well just be every single polarizing conversation, right? Let's ask the new Pope how he feels Adidas or Nike and so forth and so on.
I mean, it was so funny. So I tweeted that out last night. I tweeted out because of course the election of an American Pope turned into a war of baseball fan bases, and I got a response from a young lady named Emily Pandelakis Girton. She goes by Emily Boxing. She's a boxing PR person, and she says it always comes back to sports. So thank you, Emily, for chiming in as well on that. And I had a gentleman, J-Dub, that just walked up during the break, and he said he was listening on the way in, and he only had 2 words for me. And those 2 words, J-Dub, Phoebe Cates.
Yeah. We all remember. We remember.
That goes back to, if you have not been with us, I'm giving you a lot today. It's Friday, so I'm giving you a whole bunch of stuff. I'm giving you 2 questions of the day. If you head over to our Twitter account right now, Wildcats 1290, you got 2 questions of the day today. The first is, what hockey team are we rooting for now that we don't have Arizona? That's the closest of these teams that are around Arizona. Are we Vegas Golden Knights fans? Because I was in the gym last night and I was cheering ferociously for the Vegas Golden Knights in their game against Edmonton. Are we Utah Mammoth fans? Because, again, that's the team that we're most closely connected to, the former Arizona Coyotes. They are the parent club of our Tucson Roadrunners. So a lot of the players that play here in Tucson will be playing up with the Utah Mammoth. Or are we LA Kings fans? Because that's the next closest thing. And I
What's closer, the Kings building or the Anaheim building?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think Anaheim might be slightly closer.
Because where the Kings play at the downtown arena, right? Where the Lakers
I think they play with the Lakers.
Yeah, I totally forgot about the Ducks. That they could actually be a little bit closer. That maybe I should have given them instead of giving other, because you give everybody other and they'll vote for other, and it skews the poll. So right now, 71% of you saying other, 29% of you saying the Vegas Golden Knights. And then the other question of the day was, again, AMC TV last night showed the 4 best coming-of-age movies from the 1980s. And the 4 movies they showed were Footloose, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Breakfast Club, and Fast Time to Ridgemont High. So that's a bonus question of the day over at Wildcats 1290. Right now, 80% of the people saying Ferris Bueller's Day Off was their favorite of those 4 movies. 2 of them were set in Chicago, Ferris Bueller's Day Off and The Breakfast Club. One of them was set in Southern California, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And then Footloose was obviously set in Texas, although the main character, Ren, played by Kevin Bacon, was from Chicago.
I think the book was I think the book was Indiana too. That was all over the place. That translation. The problem here, DK, is you're talking about people who grew up in the VHS era, and so we had, as all of us from that era, we had all of those on the shelves. We didn't have access to the internet because it didn't exist, and so we just watched all those same movies over and over. And those 4 you gave are just about the most classic movies you could pick from that era. And then you have the parents of those Gen X parents who have raised their kids. And, of course, you pass along your favorite movies from when you grew up. So those 4 movies you named, I know quite a few people in their 20s who love those movies. Absolutely. Right? They're just timeless classics, all of them. They are. Tough to pick the favorite of 4 classic movies is what I'm saying.
Indeed. They all have great memories that are tied to them. That's for sure. So head on over to Twitter right now at Wildcats1290, and I've given you 2 questions of the day heading in to the weekend. Gates are open here at High Corbett Field for tonight's game. Fans are starting to flock in. I'll have to see. I don't think there's a giveaway tonight. I hope you got your beverage mat last Saturday night. I know those were – I saw the line for last Saturday night's game. I don't know if you saw that, Jay. I mean, it was like the line last Saturday night was deep. I think people really wanted that beverage vat last Saturday night. This week we've got, I mentioned, Senior Day on Sunday. We've got Arizona Baseball Straw Hat. Okay, Arizona Baseball Straw Hat giveaway on Saturday. The first 500 fans will get a straw hat. I don't think I have one of those, but I don't know that I've seen it either.
It's good for gardening, man. All the gardening you got to do at your spot.
Nah, I don't have a garden really. But do you? Do you have a garden where you live?
No, we do not.
Okay.
No, neither do us.
Well,
We have about the same amount of space as you do.
You're starting to hit that age where you might want to get a garden.
I have a ton of. I've probably got 50 houseplants. So I mean, we definitely take care of plants, but no, we don't have any vegetables in our backyard.
We have a new plant thing. My brother in Jersey sent us one of these things where you. So essentially, what you do, it's like a new age plant where you initially grow them under these lights to get them going, and then you take once they get going and they reach too high to where they're starting to hit the light, then you take them out and put them in pots. So we started that, and now my wife went out and bought 6 pots, and we've got these 6 pots of, I think they're tomato plants sitting out on our balcony right now. They don't seem to have grown a whole lot in the last week, however. So
it's rough. I mean, because there's been some fluctuations in temperature too, so you kind of have to have that steady. Because a lot of those vegetables are pretty susceptible to highs and lows, so they don't like frost. They obviously don't like anything above 90, 95. So it's tricky.
This will be the 90th meeting between the Wildcats and the Utes, dating back to 1952. Arizona leads the all-time series 68-21. The Wildcats are 60-11 in games played here in Tucson over the Utah Utes. So a distinct advantage. Last year, the Wildcats won 2 out of 3 in Salt Lake City, and the last time that Utah came here was 2017, and that was, I think, Utah actually won that series, 3-0. So they've had some success here recently, but not overall long-term in this series. All right, let's chat with the third member of our program one more time for this week. Her name
Give me 1 second, my friend. Give me 1 second.
All right, so we'll await Cricket to come in here. And while we're waiting Cricket, I'll update you that they're in the top of the 6th now in Oklahoma City, and your Arizona softball team is leading Iowa State by a score of 6-3. 6-3, holding on. 3 outs, 6 outs to go. There's 1 out, actually, so 5 outs to go for Arizona to get a berth in the championship game of the Big 12. We probably will not be able to get back to that game while it's still going on, because we're going to talk to Kevin Vance coming up here shortly. But if it is still going on in the final segment of our show, well, we'll take you back out to Oklahoma City and get you a little bit more of what's happening there. All right, Cricket joins us now one more time this week. One more opportunity for you to find out from her cool things that you could be doing in Southern Arizona this weekend. I'm playing.
Was that a pun?
I'm playing
cool things.
Well,
cool things.
Yeah, well, people are going to be looking for cool stuff for sure. I'm going to be playing golf tomorrow morning, so there's that.
That's pretty cool.
J-Dub's going to be celebrating his 50th birthday. So what's on the weekend agenda, J-Dub?
I don't think I'm going to plan it. I think I'm just going to kind of pretend like I'm in my 20s
Fall
and
into it.
see what happens.
Go out at midnight.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, have my first drink at 11 p.m., just like the old days.
All right. There you go. What else is happening, Cricket?
The Foothills Community Market. You go shopping Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. till noon at the Foothills Mall. Oh, also tomorrow is the Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. So if you want to participate, please leave non-perishable food donations by your mailbox, and USPS will pick that up. For Sunday, some Mother's Day celebrations. You can celebrate Mother's Day at Reed Park Zoo, 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. on Sunday. Free admission for moms with a paid admission. And another day on Sunday, another event for Mother's Day, the Mamma Mia movie party at Loft Cinema on Speedway starts at 2 on Mother's Day.
I think Mamma Mia, isn't that coming soon for the Broadway in Tucson? I think that was on the playlist, but I'm not sure exactly. I thought it was coming in May. It might be June, though. I'll have to look that up. But that is one I definitely want to see. I'm all about anything that has to do with ABBA.
Oh, excellent.
There you go. What are you doing for your mother this Sunday?
Well, we're going to try to go out and eat with the whole family tomorrow.
Okay.
Because, it's going to be busy.
Busy. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll see.
It's the 20th through the 25th, DK,
okay,
of May.
Of May. So that's so Mama
there
Mia's
we go.
got a couple more weeks. Okay, so yeah, we are picking up food because the Cavaliers will be playing Game 4 on Sunday night. So we're actually just picking up food and taking it over to my mom's, and we're going to watch the game because it's a late game on Sunday. They play at 5. So that's going to be our Mother's Day. So
32-32 at the end of the first quarter, by the way.
There you go. So you got me all excited, up 12 points, and now it's already tied.
I'm just the messenger.
Thank you. All right. Cricket, enjoy your weekend. We will talk to you
too.
next week.
Right in from the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Some usual slowdowns, Ajo and Mission, little busy, and westbound I-10 picking up and some slowing near Ruthroff, and collisions reported at Irvington and Benson Highway, Valencia and Camino Verde, Flowing Wells and Prince, and also Colbin Golf Links with southbound backups on Colbit Golf Links. 71 the overnight low, 96 tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, and 94 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Hey, it's Shannon. Do you have weeds, bees, pests, or termites? I did. I had my yard and house treated by Weedco, and I don't have that problem anymore. Weedco has a new shield plan to protect your property and family all year long. Go to weedco.services today.
Go Wildcats! As a new season starts, the Tucson Police Department bears down with the Tucson community. We are looking to build our team, and we need you. Interested in joining our starting lineup? Visit jointucsonpd.org. Join our team and score a great career. From our commissioned officers to our professional staff, the Tucson Police Department proudly stands behind the Arizona Wildcats. Bear down and apply today at jointucsonpd.org.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Former MLB All-Star Sean Casey, a.k.a. The Mayor, keeps hitting it out of the park.
Take my 30 years of experience. Take the wisdom and knowledge I've learned from the failures when I got sent down my rookie year, all the injuries I had to overcome. Your mind is the most important tool you have in life. Be relentless. Keep charging. It matters how you talk to yourself, how you look at the world. That matters. We talk about that. I don't know. I'm fired up. Baseball's back, and it's going to be incredible. I love it.
The Mayor's Office with Sean Casey from Believe.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow. Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
Honey, we should probably take something to the Johnsons.
Oh, great idea. Kim loves fresh flowers.
Perfect. Okay, let's see who's open.
Hi there. We've got gorgeous bouquets ready to go. 0.3 miles from your house.
All these shops are way too far. We're going to be late.
Hello?
I got nothing. I guess we'll have to go get grocery store flowers.
Can he seriously not see us?
No, they can't see you because you're buried deep in the list of local florists. Introducing Cumulus Boost. Get a boost. Get found. Get on the map. Learn more at cumulusboost.com.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Make the most of summer with stylish looks from Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. It's always a good idea to salute swimming legend Katie Ledecky. Recently, at the TYR Pro Series in Florida, Ledecky broke her own world record in the 800-meter freestyle. The 9-time Olympic gold medalist set the event's previous record back at the Rio Summer Games in 2016.
I can't stop smiling. It's kind of been like that all week though, so it's not really new, but yeah, I mean, this is just so many years in the making, and to do it tonight, I mean, it's been an incredible night.
We'd also like to acknowledge fellow American swimmer Gretchen Walsh, who broke her own world record in the 100-meter butterfly, and then she did it again in the same day. Walsh is now the first woman to ever finish the event in under 55 seconds. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Olivia Harlan-Decker on Westwood One.
Count on Kohl's for those special gifts Mom deserves this Mother's Day. Inspire her inner chef with must-haves for her kitchen, wellness essentials for her fitness routine, and jewelry for her perfect night out. Plus, you can save 15% on some of your finds and earn Kohl's Cash. Find Mom's perfect gift in time for Mother's Day at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer valid through May 11th. Kohl's Cash and coupons do not apply to Sephora. Exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for more details.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Arizona baseball, final home series of the season. Hopefully, maybe not the final time we play here. Who knows? Maybe a regional could be in the future, but some work to do in order for the Wildcats to potentially put themselves in a position to host here again at home. Let's talk some pitching. Kevin Vance joining us, assistant coach in charge of this pitching staff for the Arizona Wildcats. And Kevin, it's been a solid year, obviously, for your group. Let's start with the guys that you've put out there. And first, I guess the thing I want to ask you is just this year's starting crew, which has been primarily, obviously, Colin McKinney and Owen Kramkowski, along with Smith Bailey. A little bit of a change in the rotation the last couple of weekends. But how has this threesome of starters Friday, Saturday, Sunday been different than what you had last year?
Yeah, obviously a totally different group. We got a freshman in there on Sunday. So that's always, a learning process. And Smith's been awesome in that regard, learning every week, getting better every week. And same could be said for the other guys. It's a younger crew. Colin's a redshirt sophomore, so this is really only his second season going through the grind. And then obviously Cram, he only threw 2 innings last year, or inning and 2/3 last year. So, he's been around, but it's his first time through it. So there's been a lot of learning, which is great. That's what we're here to do, right? Get better every day and learn from the good, learn from the bad, and just take it one pitch at a time. But for them, the key is getting better every day, and they've definitely done that. And still got some work to do.
There was so much experience in that starting group last year, and you just mentioned this was a much younger crew than what you went to work with last year. Did you think they would be able to perform at the level that's put you guys in the top half of this conference?
Of course, I think we all believe in kind of the process that we take as a whole pitching staff, and that has been fun to see. I think we lost the bulk of our innings from last year, and guys have stepped up and seen how it's supposed to be done last year, and every year is different and everyone is unique in themselves, and but I think the key is when you can identify your strengths and identify what's your superpower and lean into it and pitch to your strengths, and that's what creates good results. So the personnel will always change, and that is the fun part of coaching and going year to year with teams and staffs is finding what you do well and sticking to that and leaning into it. The process and how we take it every day is about getting better every day, and that's what we can control, and the result's the result, and I think we've just done a really good job with our process to have these results in game.
Kevin Vance joining us, Arizona assistant coach in charge of the pitching staff here for the Wildcats. I want to talk a little bit about Smith Bailey. You mentioned, obviously, freshman coming in here. Did you know coming in the fall that he could potentially be a guy in the rotation, or was it what he did after he got here that kind of set himself up to be able to go out there every Sunday?
Of course, he's when you just look at him, you're like, that's a starting pitcher. He's big, tall, lanky, throws hard, throws a ton of strikes, has always thrown strikes. I guess coming into the fall and into the season, the question maybe was, all right, does he have the arsenal? Does he have the stuff to really do it? So sharpened up a few things here and there, and got the mental side going with him, and so a combination of he's we got a bunch of guys like that, really good freshmen. Mason Russell, same thing. Guys coming in that we expect to do big things, and they've both hit the ground running, and it's so we see it coming in for sure, but there's always things to work on, and that's what we're doing.
How do you approach the fall? What's the first things you want to get done with your kids when they get here in September?
Yeah, it's a pretty simple process. The beginning, we do a lot of assessments and trying to figure out, all right, who are you? How are you built? What type of mover are you? And we get pretty specific when it comes to that. We want them to move well and feel good. And then from there, we'll get into the arsenal analytical side of things and kind of chip away at that. But the key to me is teaching them who they are. These are your strengths. This is the type of pitcher that you are. This is your best pitch. This is your worst pitch. And how do we kind of put those all together? And then the last step is to make it competitive, right? We want them to understand who they are, develop in ways that we can, and then make it competitive, right? Because throwing bullpens and throwing in our lab, like, that's not always just it's not gonna get outs, right? And so when you can make it competitive and kind of that 3-step process, this is who you are, teach them who they are, get them better in certain aspects, and then make it competitive. That's really the 3-step process.
Arizona Wildcats pitching coach Kevin Vance is joining us. What do you love about the lab? The new lab out there?
Oh man, it gets you to the answer a lot faster. Instead of guessing, it tells you. It'll tell you exactly what your eyes see. It helps prove to the player, prove to us that we're doing the right things. So it takes the guesswork out, and there's little things that you find here and there that open your eyes, like, wow, if we didn't have the lab, we wouldn't know that. But for the most part, it confirms what you see with your eyes, and gives you objective feedback on what's good, what's bad, and what stays the same and what needs to change.
Give me one thing, like maybe in terms of, like, is it like you see, is it body angle? You might see that, but then you go back and the video and the analysis, the way you guys can put it together, actually shows you where the body angle might be off or the arm angle might be off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess a simple example would be you could take a guy who throws 90 to 95, look at the one that's 95 versus the one that's 90, and get, maybe it's their torso angle that's different, and it's different for every guy, but how's your posture on when it is 95, and then where's your posture when it's 90, and then it kind of gives you the answer. All right, you throw harder when you do X, Y, or Z. So that's just one example. And the main thing too, it's not just about velocity. I want to make sure that that's known. It's when you're moving clean, you're going to stay healthy and throw harder at the same time. It's just because it's a more efficient delivery and it's easier on your body, and that's really the gold that you can get from the lab, is keeping guys healthy and have them throw harder and perform better at the same time.
We had Raul Garza on last week, and I forget the exact term he used. We had John on as well, John Durow, and I think he kind of categorized John as the pitch framer or something along those lines. How is he valuable to you, and what he adds to the analysis and the strategical side of your pitching staff?
Right. Yeah. He's like a savant when it comes to pitch design. He sees it from a different angle that I do in a good way. So just kind of us collaborating together is a really good sweet spot of, he can dive into the pitch usage, what's taking on damage, more of the numbers side of things, and then on the, help out with pitch design and arsenal development, and just understanding the ins and outs of how the body works as well. So it's a good mix of, old school and new school, if you want to put a label on it. But yeah, he's smart with the numbers, and he sees things differently than most people.
Most of us are not maybe into the whole analytical side of it from either the pitching or the batting side. We're basic into the basic numbers of it. So I just want to, I look at the numbers here, and I just want to ask you, 466 team RA. Happy with that, or would you like that to, I'm sure you'd like it to be lower, but based on what you thought you had coming in, is that better or worse than you thought you'd be as a team ERA?
Yeah, so team ERA and ERA in general is an older stat, right. I'd say. It's something that we don't
old
really
heads
value.
like me.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I didn't want to. You said it, not me. Yeah, it's an old head stat, but it does say a lot, right? What did they earn against you? It's not. I don't just completely throw it out because it's how many runs are you giving up essentially. We'll value more of the objective stuff, like fielding independent pitching is like the nerdy new ERA.
Fielding independent pitching.
Yeah,
okay.
It takes the fielders out of it. You give up homers, walks, hit by pitches, and strikeouts. The things that you can control. That's just one of them. But we value more of, are we getting to 0-2-1-2? Are we executing our put-away pitches? Are we winning 1-1 counts? Are they chasing? Are we throwing it in competitive areas? Because when we do that, the ERA is going to be low. But the short answer to your question, I guess, is yeah, I'm happy with the 4.66 because we've done a lot of the other things that we value more at a high level. So it could be lower for sure if we're better at those objective, getting to 0-2-1-2, those types of things. When we get better at that, the ERA will go down naturally over time.
9+ strikeouts per 9 inning as a team, and only 148 walks. I know that maybe those are numbers that are very nice for the staff.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Making them earn it. Strikeout to walk ratio, has been good in the last 2 years, and I think that speaks to, what our process and our mindset is. But yeah, make them earn it. That's a big part of it.
We're talking about to Kevin Vance, pitching coach. I just want to touch on a couple of guys. We had a chance to talk to Eric Orloff, senior, a little bit earlier this week. Has had some big moments for you guys. Maybe hasn't been out there as much as he would like this season. But what's a young man like that added to your staff?
Oh, it's huge. It's going to take everyone. We don't have many lefties on the staff, and he's he can pitch in it. He's not just a lefty specialist, right? He's been around. He's got 3 pitches. You can get, both handed hitters out. There has been a little bit more of an emphasis on, hey, let's get lefties out because we need that. But yeah, you always know what you're going to get with O. He's, he's going to compete. He's going to throw strikes. And, that's what counts, reliability. And so, yeah, he'll be a huge piece moving forward for sure.
Who's your best righty reliever in getting lefties out?
Our best righty reliever getting I think they're all good at getting both sides out.
There you go.
Matt Martinez.
Is there a
has that
science
changeup.
to that? Is there a science to having right-handers who can get lefties out consistently?
For sure. Yeah, and every every left-handed hitter is different. They all have a different strength. And for the most part, we're pitching to our strengths first. But when you're making a decision on who to bring in, for example, there's lefties that struggle with changeups and there's lefties that struggle with breaking balls. So if we got Matt Martinez down there and it's a lefty that struggles with changeups, he's the guy we're going to because he has that changeup. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways to get him out, and lefties get out in a lot of different ways. So it's we're trying to figure out what's the best option to get him out.
Owen Kramkowski, a local kid, has emerged into the number 1 spot the last couple of weekends. What is he doing well right now?
Throwing strikes. He's always throwing strikes, and he's really it's really fun calling the games for him because he's got 4 pitches, 2 different heaters. That for me, it's so easy. I can just call literally anything I want at any time and feel really good about him throwing it in a competitive spot. His pre-pitch routine is immaculate. It's truly 1 pitch at a time, and doesn't let anything affect him outside of that, and sticks to his process. So ultra reliable. You know what you're going to get, and the stuff is really good too. A 90-mile-an-hour cutter, big sweeper that plays, and then he's 3 to 6. So. The stuff plays, and the execution is even better, really, and that's why he's had so much success.
Now, when you say his pre-pitch routine, are you talking about before the game? Or are you talking about it before every pitch, what you want them to be going through to get ready to deliver every time?
Yeah, both, but more so referring to just his pre-pitch process in the game. Similar to like a golfer who see the shot, visualize it. Couple waggles. He actually does a waggle too, and then go and execute and trust it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's really good at that.
Outstanding, Kevin A. Always appreciate the opportunity to chat with you. Best of luck over these final 2 Big 12 weekends. Looking forward to the postseason.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Kevin Vance, pitching coach for your Arizona Wildcats. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions that are reported Bilby and Nogales Highway, Orange Grove and Skyline, Irvington and Benson Highway, Valencia and Camino Verde, and also southbound Kolb Road at Golf Links. Some slowing on westbound I-10 near Ruthroff. 71 the low, 96 tomorrow, 100 on Sunday, and at 92 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
Smart solutions to eliminate bugs, bees, and weeds this spring.
Science nerds, choose Essential.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-447-7755. That's 800-447-7755. Once again, that's 800-447-7755.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you?
I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You wanted to see me, Ron?
Yeah, see that woman sitting there? When did we hire her?
Oh, we didn't hire her. It's Take Your Mom to Work Day.
I've never heard of that.
Saw it on the internet.
Oh, boy.
Hey, guys. It's neat that Gary has a mom and all, but shouldn't we be talking about Alaska vacations?
That's why I brought Mom in.
I'm sure she's a lovely lady, but she can't promise a 1-year no-breakdown guarantee the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't promise lower energy bills the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope.
And she doesn't make sure people's air conditioner lasts longer than average, the way Alaskan AC does.
Nope. But she sings.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Wow.
Double wow.
Thanks, Mom.
Anything for the president of the company. How long have you two boys worked for Gary?
Gary!
Hey, gotta go. Promise to take Mom to lunch. Bye.
If you want your AC to last all summer long, with an Alaska vacation, it will always blow strong.
Schedule now at alaskanac.com.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what, Rome, I did it. I listened to every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
3-2 from Ginkle. Swung on and hammered deep right center toward the pool. That ball is gone. A home run. Ohtani with his 11th home run. And a rocket out to deep right center field that got out there in a blink of an eye.
Diamondback download.
Baseball time. Well, I guess you could say that the fans got what they came to see last night at Chase Field in the first game of a series with the Dodgers, because when you come to see the Dodgers, you want to see Shohei Ohtani hit a home run. But, of course, if you're a Diamondbacks fan, you want to see the Diamondbacks win the game, and they did just that, courtesy of Gabby Moreno.
2-0 the count here to Gabriel Moreno. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That is hit well out to right field. It is deep. It is back. It is gone. Oh, what a swing by Moreno. His first of the year. And it's a grand beginning of home runs.
5-3 the final. Diamondbacks win the first game of their series with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They'll play Game 2. This is actually a 4-game set this weekend. Game 2 coming up in about an hour at Chase Field at 6:40. It'll be Roki Sasaki on the mound for the Champs tonight, 1-1 with a 3.86 ERA. Eduardo Rodriguez, and we need Eduardo to be a whole lot better than he has been. 1-3 with a 5.92 earned run average. Arizona, though, is favored on the money line tonight at -115. So there you have that, Game 2 tonight for your Diamondbacks. All right, it is a final in Oklahoma City. The Wildcats hold on to beat Iowa State by a score of 6-3. So the ladies are headed to the Big 12 Conference Championship game, the tournament championship game tomorrow against the number 1 seed, Texas Tech. Those two teams played 3 times here in Tucson, and the Red Raiders took 2 out of 3 in that series. They'll play for the title 9 a.m. tomorrow, Tucson time. Our coverage begins at 8:55 over on Freedom 1400 KTUC with Derek Palmer. So check out the ball game for sure. Sydney Stewart, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, hit a 3-run home run. Devin Netz with a 2-run single accounted for 5 of the 6 runs batted in. Saya Swain, the former Iowa State Cyclone, came in, got some traffic, walked a couple of batters in her inning and a third, but got a pair of strikeouts to hold the lead and get the save. Win number 22 on the season for Devin Netz, who got the start today for Arizona. Huge, huge win for the Wildcats, and they'll play Texas Tech tomorrow. J-Dub, any final thoughts before we wrap up this week here and get you set for Arizona baseball?
Go Cats. Let's go get those Utes and get as high a seed as possible in this tournament coming up, DK.
There you go. Go Cats beat the Utes. Go Cats beat the Raiders. Go Cats beat the Cavaliers. Talking about the Virginia Cavaliers. Arizona men's tennis in the Sweet 16 tomorrow. Back east with a chance to go to the Elite 8. So hopefully when we talk to you again on Monday, we'll have a whole lot of happy stuff to talk about. Appreciate Tommy Splain for joining us on the show today, Arizona senior. He'll be honored here on Sunday. Appreciate as well Kevin Vance for joining us. That is our time for tonight. For all my guys out here, we had Thomas out here today. We had Saul. We had Raul helping us out. Cricket, J-Dub, Dragon Ball off but on the game tonight. My name is David Kelly. We'll talk to you on Monday. DK on the Sports Tip. Coming up next, Arizona and Utah with Brian Jeffries. Bear down, Arizona.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%.